Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting thought or subject that might help you understand something that happens to human beings. So, human beings, we have this need, and see if I can find the right word. We have this internal need for connection. And whether you realize it or not, human beings were designed, or maybe I should use the word evolved, for connection, to bond. So bonding is built into human beings. It's a hormonal thing, it's a psychological thing. Falling in love, even as friendship or working together with your coworkers, because human beings need each other to survive and even to thrive. So there's an interesting thing that's happening, especially now because the age of computers, that is really throwing people off, and it's causing a lot of emptiness and anxiety in people. It's like the everlasting, non-stop journey of trying to find someone or something that will make us feel whole and complete. So human beings essentially are, I don't want to use the word creatures, but we're species where we need each other to survive. Some animals, they don't need anything. They just get, they're born, cracked out of an egg, and they go and just eat, live, and reproduce, and then eventually die one day. Whereas human beings, we really do need each other. So let me kind of pull back on track a little bit here. So there's something inside that we need, and it's an emotional need, and we feel empty, and we're in this eternal journey of finding what it is that's going to make us feel better. Now there's something I learned in psychology class back in the day, back in school, where when we're first born, watch this. This is important. You have to understand. So the baby is in the womb of the mother for 9 months. So that's all it knows. That's home. That's comfort. So at that point in life, you feel pretty good. But when you're born, there's a separation that happens. And that's what this video is about. I believe everything we learn spiritually is about this very exact moment in time. Even what Jesus was trying to help people to understand. It's why we fall in love. I emphasize that on purpose. You'll see in a second. So I remember in psychology class, we learned that when you are an infant, when you are a child, day one, everyone in the room, how do I say this? I'm just going to say it this way. I maybe should have said it the other way, but it doesn't really matter. So when the child is a very, very small infant, and I don't remember the age, whether it's 6 months or 9 months or 11 months, but when they're first born, everyone in the room is one. Everyone in the room is a part of them. So essentially what happens with babies is because, so an infant's vision is only good for, I think if I remember right, it was 12 to 15 inches. And that's, or maybe it was 8 to 12 inches. And that's approximately the range where a baby, when it's breastfeeding with its mother, to connect with the mother's eyes to bond. So what happens is anyone that's in the room is one of them. So, and this is what I mean. It's like that person over there, the dad, the brother, the mom, the doctor, whatever, that's like their leg. And the other person's their left leg. And the other person's like a third leg and a fourth leg. They don't see the separation. They experience, for at least for the first few months or a little bit more than that, everyone is them. In other words, in their world, there is only them. So the beginning of this, and I'm going to use the word separation, is at birth. this is when they experience, or we experience, I'm going to use the word or the phrase, the great separation. This is what, it's like the first domino gets knocked over and it causes a domino effect for the rest of your life. So birth in and of itself is a very traumatic experience for an infant, for us when we're born. And essentially, when you are pushed out of the mother's womb, you are separated. You experience separation for the first time in your life, and it is traumatic. And what ends up happening is it causes this ripple effect of separation. So for the rest of your life, you are put on this journey of trying to find. Now, you may not never put it linguistically or verbally in the sense of, well, I'm separated, I need to feel connection. But you're on this life journey of, I need to find myself. I need to find connection. It's like a part of me is gone. Now, for women, I think they have a much more conscious awareness of this, whereas men, it's like we're constantly looking for it, but we don't put it into words. In fact, this conversation I'm having right now, outside of psychology class, I've never had this conversation with anybody. So the whole reason why men are looking for a wife is to feel that connection. The whole reason a woman is looking for a man is to feel that connection. It's not just a physical connection, it's an emotional connection. It's an energetic. It's like electricity that goes through a battery. It's like it never completes. It never completes. It's like the cycle never is like a complete circle, a complete circuit until you connect with someone. And then at least for that moment, you have an experience of feeling calm and complete. You feel very content. But then you physically disconnect and maybe go to work and maybe gone for 6 to 8 hours or more, maybe for a couple days, and you need that connection again. And so we're always looking for the answer to this great separation in another human being, in drugs and alcohol, in a movie, in a video game, in a book, in computers, in our job. Because when you're born, you feel a sense of being separated from yourself. You have to imagine something or understand something, is that a man and woman come together, they have intercourse, and the sperm enters the egg. So it's basically, we're talking about cells or eggs, such small, I don't know what the word would be, finite or whatever. And it just grows from that point on. All it knows is this world of living inside the womb. It doesn't know it's a womb. It just thinks, well, this is life, this is me, this is the way things are. It doesn't know other people. It doesn't anything. It's just me. And then it's born, and then there's a separation. And it cries, and it has emotional pain, it has physical pain. But the real, I don't know if I want to use the word trauma, but emotional experience is the separation. And that one powerful moment sets off this cascade, as I said, this domino effect for the rest of your life. Now here's the challenge. We look for in things that are outside of us. Meaning we look for this sense of reconnecting with ourself, with buying a new car, with falling in love with a person, with having children. So a lot of people, they want children. It's this strong drive. Because, well, if I have children, then I'm going to have all this connection. It's kind of like having extra money saved in the bank account. Because at that point in our lives, we've lost friends, or people have moved away, or we moved away, or we stopped talking to a friend because we got in a fight. And whereas that person was my one go-to person, or your parents get divorced and one of the parents moves out of the house, and so you're like, well, I'm going to get married, I'm going to have kids, I'm going to have all this extra, savings account. So if one person leaves, well, I've got 4 extra people over here. But that's not true connection. And a lot of people, it's their friends, so they put a lot of time and effort into their friends or their family, their relatives or their neighbors, and then people don't want to talk to them, or people move away. And see, what we're doing is we're putting our effort into something that will never truly connect us. So external stuff is nice, and I do believe Mother Nature or God designed us this way so we can see. Human beings do much better when we work together. We do much better in every way possible, from housing to food to education to just socially, emotionally. So we are designed, and I believe this, what I'm talking about, this separation is what causes human beings to have a high motivation to work together so we can thrive versus survive. It's the need to heal the separation wound. But here's the thing, it's kind of funny because it never ever truly fulfills that. Even though you'll have a devoted wife or husband, children that love you, neighbors, friend. I mean, you might have the most perfect family relationship friend situation, but you're always going to feel that need inside until you fully connect with yourself. See, the separation is kind of an illusion. When you were born, it really felt like you were separated from you, like something's missing. Because before you were in this environment in the womb, and this is me, this is life, this is home, this is whatever it is, this is just me. And when you're pushed out, and that's what it feels like, you have this feeling like you've been pushed out of something and you're trying to get back in. So we try to get into the bars that we've been kicked out of, or the friendship groups that we've been kicked out of, and we desperately are trying to get into other people's lives. But what you need to do is learn how to fall back inside yourself. See, the illusion when you got pushed out of the womb is that you were separated from yourself. No. You were never separated from yourself, but you did have a physical experience which caused an emotional experience of being separated, like something inside's not connected, which that's wrong. You were already a whole, complete being when you were pushed out. It's like now you are another whole, complete human being. But because you were pushed out of what you experienced physically and emotionally as home, you thought you were separated. No, you are now your own complete home. Now, here's what causes you to continue to separate from yourself. It was the mistaken understanding through physical and emotional experience of birth, of separation from that other person, because you thought, well, that's completion, is the other person. No, the completion is inside you. So what happens is you are looking outside of yourself externally, trying to go into them, trying to connect with them. That's the mistake. Now, there's nothing wrong with connecting with people, but first you truly need to be connected to yourself. Because the illusion is that separation of, oh, I need to go back inside the womb. I need to go back inside my mom. That's the illusion, and it's going to cause you to become a workaholic, an alcoholic, a drugaholic, or addicted person, a drug addict, or it's going to cause you to be a sexaholic or to a loveaholic, like I need to get this from this person outside of me. And what it's causing you to do is it's causing you to go in the wrong direction. And this is what we call the external way, outside of your body. You think something out there, a drug, a $100,000 Mercedes-Benz, a multi-million-dollar business, a multi-million-dollar mansion, a home, a $250,000 diamond ring, fame, all the stuff that if I didn't mention again, drugs and alcohol. See, you're trying to find the answer outside of your body. That's the external way. It will never help you connect with you. And as I've already mentioned, neither will a relationship, neither will having children. See, the reason why a lot of kids get traumatized is that one of their parents or both of them like, well, if I have children, well, that's going to fix me. You may not, a lot of times you're not even conscious of that till many, many years later, because you realize like this isn't answering this emptiness inside. So the way is inside. The way is the internal way. This is the path. So what you're truly looking for is to be at one. So the path to feeling this sense of being whole and complete and at oneness, to end and heal the separation wound, is to begin to go within, to look within, to reconnect with yourself inside. Now here's the thing, it is my course, the internal awareness course, the emotionally fulfilling course, to be emotionally grounded. You can learn how to do these techniques in a matter of days to weeks and then begin to develop this and practice this. Now, you may not, it's now, okay, this is the Western way. The external way is, okay, so what button do I push, Mike, to make me feel this way for the rest of my life? It's not a button. It's something you practice and practice and get better and better and better at. You can achieve this after working with me. Some people within an hour and a half to 2 hours. Like, it's just like boom. Like, whoa, and you just, all your stress, all your worries, all your tension just goes away, at least for that moment. And then you got to do it the next day and the next day. But the more you do it, eventually you kind of just, you get really good at accessing this space. Now here's the deal, your entire nervous system, your neurology, your emotional system, your emotions, your feelings, your body, you begin to realize, like, wait a minute, that's the answer. That's what I've been looking for. I've been trying to get this out of my husband or my wife or my girlfriend or my kids or my friends or my job or drugs or alcohol. You're never going to find it there. The feeling that you want is contentment. You want to feel this satiation or satisfaction and emotional fulfillment. You want to feel emotionally grounded and content. You want to be complete. When you try to search for it externally, it does not work. Even when, see, sex is a momentary sense of this emotion and feeling. And now there's nothing wrong with sex, there's nothing wrong with having children, but there is something wrong and not healthy when you do it externally. Well, I want children to fulfill this need inside me. I want a marriage because I need this fulfillment inside me. I need sex from a separate person outside of me to fulfill this emotional emptiness inside me. It will never work. It's a temporary fix. It's like a drug. It's a temporary high that only leaves you feeling worse after. The way we heal the world is by connecting to ourselves. Now here's what I mean. Watch this. There's an interesting thing that happens when I'm out in public. There's a very interesting dynamic when I connect with other people. Because my energy field is so complete and so inside, it's like a bubble. You can't get inside me. You can't, and boink, 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 boink. Like when your energy comes, see, most people have this external energy and they invade other people's energetic boundaries. So their energy goes inside the other people. We all do this. We all test people and do this. So here's the interesting thing with me. It just kind of ping pong, it bounces back. Now here is the energetic dynamic that happens when people interact with me long enough. And I don't mean for hours or days or weeks or months. I'm talking within 12, 15, 20, 30 minutes, 45 minutes at most. Their energy shifts back inside them. People will tell me, man, there's just something about you. I don't know what it is. I just feel good when I'm around you. It's because my energy is so grounded, you can't connect with me. You can't connect with my energy. It forces this ping pong effect where your energy bounces back to you. And after a while, you're like, oh, boom. And because we have this unconscious rapport gaining machine inside of us, your energy is looking at me going, there's something familiar about this. I don't know what it is. It's because you used to be this way. And you remember this from a long, long time ago. The Western world is the external. The Western world is the Western mind, which is the left brain, which is the external brain. The Western world is the external world. That's why we have all these lights and buttons and shiny things to distract us. Everything is a distraction. You're supposed to reconnect with yourself. Now let's take an avoidance. What avoidants do is say, I don't need anyone. And it's kind of a smart thing, though, because on some level they know that I can't rely on someone else because people leave. And they do. But here's the really interesting thing. They think, well, I'm going to find that in my job. I'm going to find that connection in my job. I'm going to work hard. And that's one of the most amazing things about avoidance, at least the ones I've experienced. They're workaholics. It's a distraction. It's a temporary distraction because the minute they get off work, they're like, oh shit, because now my emotions are starting to rush back because nothing's distracting me. I got to go play video games. I've got to do drugs. I've got to hang out with my friends. Now, here's the really interesting thing about all of this. They're still looking for this completion in other people and other things. They're still going in the wrong direction. It's the funniest thing because they're looking for the same thing that you and I are looking for. Their strategy is also it's extremely external. So part of their logic and part of their strategy is, well, I'm not going to get in love. I'm not going to fall in love. I'm not going to open up emotionally to another human being because I don't want to rely on another human being because that human being could let them down. And I understand that. That human being could walk away, could pull the rug out from underneath them. They could die, and then they'd be stuck with, oh my God, what am I going to do? So part of their strategy is, well, instead of falling in love with someone, I'm just going to have a lot of partners, physical, sexual partners, and I'm going to bounce from one to another to another to another. Therefore, I don't get a strong connection with any of them. And yet, they're still relying on other people. Other equals external. It's the same merry-go-round. It's the same thing when a parent wants to have a marriage and multiple children because it's like that savings account. Well, with an avoidant, the savings account is multiple partners and multiple friends and multiple this, and therefore you don't rely on one person. If one person leaves, well, it's the same thing everyone else is doing. There's no difference. The only difference is you never actually truly fall in love with someone, and when you do, you run away. And then you feel the emptiness all over again. Now, here's an interesting dynamic that happens when an avoidant is around me long enough, just like any other human being. They feel good. They don't really know why. They're just like, wow, I really like being around this guy because, again, my energy causes them to reconnect with themselves. And for the first time in a long time, they're having this dynamic of feeling the very thing that they've wanted to feel their entire lives, is whole and complete within their own self, which is good, which is healthy. But here's the mistake that their mind and their strategy makes. After a while, they're like, wait a minute, I'm relying on this person for this feeling, when really you're not. You're learning how to reconnect with yourself. Your energy is recognizing what my energy is. And because my energy is the way it is, it causes you to bounce back inside you. It's showing you how to get the very thing that you've been desperately looking for your entire life. Yourself, reconnection with yourself, feeling solid and powerful and independent within yourself. Self-reliance. The mistake that their nervous system makes is, oh no, I'm getting this from that person over there, and that's not independence and self-reliance, so I have to run away. And here's what they do. They run away and go back into the external. And they're like, they work. So work can become a workaholic, and because they think, well, that's giving me the sense of independence. No, it's not. It's a financial, which is an external form of independence. So I'm going to do it in going out partying, video games, drugs, alcohol, all this stuff. And they still end up feeling empty inside. And they're like, well, it's this freaking roundabout circle that you're going round and round and round, and you can't get out of it. But you can. The way is not outside, the way is inside. The healthiest way to have a relationship and a family is to be connected to yourself. And I mean truly, truly emotionally grounded. The internal awareness techniques cause you to go inside, and this causes you to think for yourself for the first time. For some people, almost their entire life. It's just a natural thought process. It's just boom, boom, boom. You don't even notice you're doing it. It's so natural. It's so easy. It's so comfortable that you just do it without even thinking about it. Because it's coming from your emotions, your feelings, your heart inside. So when you are this whole complete unit, this being that's connected, you don't need other people outside. Instead, you shift from needing people to wanting people. It's a completely different shift. You want to have children. You don't need to have children to fulfill your depression or your empty needs inside. You want a husband because you want a husband, not because you need him. There's a difference in getting married from need versus want. You have friends because you want them, not because you need them. It doesn't feel good when someone needs you and they don't want you. Here's the funny thing. Everyone is essentially coming from the separation wound at birth. Avoidance are doing it in their way. You see, there's one word, strategies. We're all just using different strategies until we realize it's not out there, it's inside. So we use these strategies such as I'm not going to sleep much, I'm going to be a workaholic, I'm going to work 2 jobs, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do all, and I'm going to distract, I'm going to do drugs. These are strategies that'll never get you there. Now a narcissist, now watch this, a narcissist is doing the same thing. They're that child that never... Okay, now, if you guys have followed this channel, I talked about imprinting. You know how baby ducks, when they're first born, they imprint on the first being that they see? And if it's a human being, they follow the human being. They imprint on that person. If it's a mama duck, they imprint on that. If it's a snake, they literally will imprint on the snake. They just follow it around, do what it does. Babies do the same thing. When we are first born, at the age of 0 or 1 day to, I think it's 4, 5, 6 years old, all we do is imprint. It's recording, visual and auditory. We record and copy. That's why babies literally will repeat what you do the way you do as best as they can. So when we are first birthed, well, let's just say in the Western world, in the hospital room, everyone in the room we think is us. We don't realize those are other people until we get 6 to 9 months older, a little bit older. It's different for everyone. And we're like, oh, you're you and I'm me. Oh, okay. Oh, I get it now. You're not my leg. You're not like a 4th leg or a 3rd arm. You're someone totally separate from me. Oh, and they have this, it's like this happy experience of, oh, I get it now. Mom isn't me and I'm not mom. Mom is mom and I'm me. This is the first independent phase of a human being. See, this is why it was all about finding yourself. And when you do find yourself, now you can have a healthy life with other people. So here's the thing with a narcissist. They never come out of that first hospital room where they think everybody is them. They don't think you're a separate being. They think that you are them, and why aren't you doing what you're told? So a narcissist at the age of 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50, 60 years old, they're an infant mentally, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. They think you're all me, so damn it, right arm, lift up that chair, open that door, do as I say, like what's wrong with you? And this is why a narcissist begins to develop strategies of how to manipulate, control, intimidate, and essentially get you to do what it wants you to do. What the narcissist, like you're me, do as you're told. These are what we call tyrants. Even if they're covert narcissists, they're tyrants. They're control freaks. See, what you're probably having a hard time understanding is they don't see you as a separate human being. It's not that they're disrespecting you. It's that they're like, why isn't my leg doing what I want it to do? They think that you are them. They're stuck in that room thinking everyone is one, when they never even begin the journey of connecting with themselves. For some reason, they never come out of the infantile imprinting phase. So now you can look at kings, not all kings, some kings are very good people, but you can look at a lot of tyrants who've controlled people, whether it was through being a CEO or owner of a corporation or a king or a queen or whatever, and they rule with an iron fist because their brain's like, why aren't you doing what I want you to do? It's like your finger won't lift up. And they're like trying to yell and scream. They're trying to find any kind of strategy to get it to work. Now, once again, what is the way out of this? The internal way. If a narcissist ever were to look within and actually find themselves, it would blow their fucking mind. An avoidant, it would be the biggest relief in the world. Same thing for the average human being. I think most human beings who have not really done the internal journey, I've been doing it for over 30 years. Most human beings, when they first find this, it is revolutionary. It is, for the average person, it's a very good experience. It feels really, really good. And for a lot of people, this will cause you to even unconsciously begin to go back inside every time you're stressed. Because you're like, I'm stressed because I'm external. You're in the tip of the V. When you come back inside, you expand open. It feels really, really comfortable. The funny thing is, for most people, this is what, I would say all human beings, from call it the average person to empaths to narcissists to avoidance to whatever, is what we're looking for is the same thing, and it's all caused from the separation at birth. So we're all trying to find ourselves. The problem is most people, they go external because they don't really know what they're looking for consciously. And that's why you never truly feel whole and complete. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read out the comments from that YouTube short. Here's what some of the people say. Okay, so as a dad, I noticed that when my daughter feels unsafe or hurt, she wants her mom for comfort, but she wants me for safety. And sometimes she wants to be held by both of us back to back. And sometimes goes back to her mother for the ultimate comfort. There is no comfort like a mother's loving hug. Also nowhere more safe than a father's arms. So notice how they said back to back. It's like she's going back inside the womb. And notice when he says sometimes, listen closely, goes back to her mother for the ultimate comfort. That's like trying to get back inside the womb. Okay, now let me go ahead and read off the next one. So it says that's true. That's why they need to be held. I think it's for 6 months. They get frantic when they're alone. That's why they cry until mom picks them up. Next one, Mama 5 here. I can't say if any of my infants ever thought we were one being, but I love how babies are programmed to want mom in the beginning. It's a survival instinct to the purest form. They wiggle to us, they sniff for us. They are like baby magnets staying close because their life depends on it. I don't believe babies need to learn to be without mom. That is a rule made up by society. And the age set for them to leave mom's side is also set by society. So notice how she essentially says they're like magnets, or like these little things that want to come back to mom, because you're trying to get back inside your home, your actual world, your universe, the womb. Okay, one more. So it says, this is true. They have tested this as well. When mom is upset, baby gets upset. Mom happy, baby happy. If mom goes out, baby can sense mom's return long before she arrives, almost like dogs do sometimes. When you finally connect with yourself and become one whole being, you'll be connected to everyone else. That's the way it works. You will literally feel the connection. They could be on the other side of the world. So this is why when you truly learn how to love yourself, you love others. When you do it the external way, you try to love other people to get them to love you, that's very selfish and that's unhealthy. The healthy way has always been the internal way. You need to realize you're not separate. You're right there. And the answer will never be out there because you are inside you. If you want to learn how to do this and begin to develop this way and learn what Jesus calls the way, get a hold of me. Go to mike@mikekollin.com or just call my cell phone at 415-235-2512. And if you're out of the country, the American code is 1. So that would be 1-415-235-2512. 2512. Okay guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment, and always you can go ahead and make a donation to support this channel. There's a PayPal link right there in the description box. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.